Vape fam, what's up? It's Dave back with you from Married to the Mod. Today we're not doing a review, we're just checking out a product that I've been using for a little over 2 days now. Something I'm really enjoying, and it's something that I didn't think could be bettered, but it's a Smok product. They went to the drawing board and they bettered a perfect product in my opinion, I guess is what I should say. Now, the big baby tank was a perfect product. I understand that there was issues with leaking, things like that. So what's the one thing you could do to the baby tank or the big baby tank to make it better? Give it top airflow. So that's what they went ahead and did. This is the top airflow Baby Beast Brother or TFV8-X tank. And they did the one thing that they needed to do to make this work right, and that was make the coil innovative, get it to work right, and they really nailed it. Now, I don't have any kind of introduction like my other videos, anything like that. I lost a lot of files and stuff like that. I haven't made a video in forever, as everyone probably knows, but we're just gonna kind of get into this. I'm gonna take a few vapes. Now, this is set at 45 watts, right? This is the Baby Q2 coil in here. Tons of vapor. I'll tell you, the flavor is on point. But the number one thing that I notice is the smoothness of the airflow. There's no turbulence at all, as you get with a lot of top airflow type of tanks. Smok went to the drawing board and they did this right. I'm going to go ahead, break this down, show you it. We're not going to drop down on the table. I'll just kind of show you quickly up here. You'll be able to see the differences that they did in the coil with this top airflow type of design. And yes, it does take a different Baby Beast coil, but there's a huge reason they did that. They had to make the coil different to make that top airflow as good as it can be. Now, with the Baby Beast, the big Baby Beast, people, you know, their major complaint was that it leaks. Anything with bottom airflow is going to leak. It's just part of vaping. Everyone knows that. When you have top airflow, you don't have leaking, and this doesn't have leaking. So before I do break it down, I'll just kind of give you a quick look. This drip tip did not come on it. It's an aftermarket drip tip. This does fit an 810 drip tip or TFV8 drip tip, goon drip tip, whatever you want to call it. Does have dual top airflow, as you can see there, and it is adjustable. Whatever you do on this side is going to happen the same on that side. Now, this tank will hold 4 milliliters of e-juice. There is a direct reason as to why I would upgrade from the Baby Beast, the big Baby Beast, to the big Baby X, or the big Baby, or the Baby Beast X, or the Baby Beast Brother. The top airflow. I can leave this in my pocket upside down if I want. This tank is not going to leak. It does have top airflow, but that top airflow comes in, goes down under the coil, through the center of the coil, and out through the chimney. So you get amazing flavor out of this. You get the biggest thing I notice is the airflow not being turbulent. A lot of top airflow tanks that I use, there's so much turbulence in them, it's ridiculous because that air is changing direction so many times. They did a huge thing in this coil that I'm going to show you to kind of avoid that turbulence of when it goes into the top. It's going to go straight down the outer edge of that coil, right directly underneath and directly up the center. It's not going to be waving, you know, a little bit hitting the top, any of that. Tons of vapor, tons of flavor. I'm going to let you listen to the airflow and just listen to how smooth it sounds. Really smooth. Let's go ahead and take a look. This is your normal Baby Beast coil. This is going to be a Q2. I know everyone's seen their Baby Beast coils, right? So I'm going to go ahead, break this one down, show you this coil, what they changed on it, what they added, and the innovative thing that they did with this coil to really make it the main reason that I will be switching from the big Baby Beast tank to this tank is this top airflow, and this Baby Beast coil is that big of a deal that there's a reason to pick up the Baby Beast X coils on top of having the regular Baby Beast coils. So first we'll take a look at the base of the tank. Now obviously no airflow, no holes. All you have is your 510 right there in the center. Alright. So that right there is going to stop any kind of leaking. You obviously have your glass. Then a design that's been done before with a lot of top airflow tanks is to have that center chimney port right there, as you can see, and then that little outer ring, right? So your airflow is going to come in through here, come down, and come not down the center part here, but down the outer ring of that center part, right? Then the biggest thing they did was with these coils, right? So let's take a look. Now you see that. Let's see if we can get it in better focus. It looks like a regular kind of Q2 coil. It's kind of hard to see the cotton in there, but looks like a Q2 coil, but it has this whole chamber on the outside, right? So the airflow is going to come in, not touch this coil at all, because it's going to be real hard for me to get this on camera here. But there's actually a rubber seal at the top of that coil. There it is. You can actually see that rubber seal right there at the top of the coil. Now what that rubber seal is going to do is it's going to make it so when your airflow comes in the top, it's not going to go into that center at all. It's going to keep all airflow around these edges here, right? So then that air is going to pass down on the outside of the coil, underneath, and right up through that center hole. And there's the bottom of the coil. You can see the air slots there where, let's see if I can get in focus here. See the air slots there where it'll come down through and then right up through the center. And then these metal little pieces here is where your juice is actually going to wick through. There's actually cotton in all those. There's 4 wicking channels on these coils. So basically, overall, the biggest innovation is not so much the air coming down the outer part of the coil. We've seen that. But the biggest part is this little rubber seal on top. And what that does is that seals the top of that coil around this protruding metal chimney right here, right? So no airflow is going to hit the top of this coil. It's all going to go in, down around the edges, to the bottom, straight up the middle. It's going to give you all your airflow, excellent flavor, big clouds. It's a different coil than the Baby Beast, but there is directly a reason that they had to make the coil like this. And the things that they did to it are going to make me switch from my Big Baby and my Baby Beast tank to the Baby Beast brother, or the TFV8-X. I guess if that's whichever one you'd like to call it. And that is that this tank is not going to leak on you, ever. I put it in my pocket upside down today for a couple hours. Not one drop of e-liquid. While it was full, that is. So you've eliminated any kind of leaking issues, and there's not one other tank on the market that is a sub-ohm tank that I found that doesn't leak. And then I guess the last thing I need to mention about it is that they kept the TFV8 top fill exactly the same with the swing out door. So you not only have top fill, the normal top fill, you have top airflow, you have a tank that's not going to leak. It's going to fit any of your 810 drip tips. It's going to fit 4 milliliters of e-liquid. And in my eyes, this is like a supreme tank. There's not much that's gonna really compete with this. They took the Big Baby Beast, which I think is probably the best tank out on the market, and they went up one step, and they made one more innovative piece that they could have, which was the top airflow. They did it correctly, and I think this tank's going to be huge. For me, it's going to be my go-to tank, you know, until something comes out that can beat this, which I haven't found anything that can beat the Big Baby for a while. So take a few rips here. You can see the vapor production. This is on 45 watts. So yeah, that was just a quick look. I know it wasn't too in depth, but Just kind of wanted to explain something that I've been using for a few days that I think is real innovative to take a great product and make it even better. This is the reason Smok is at the top of their game and why they're staying up there and no one can really catch them, is because they make little tweaks that really make a huge difference. Finally, a sub-ohm tank top airflow that doesn't feel like top airflow. It feels like bottom airflow with the flavor and the no turbulence in it. That's not going to leak. So that's it from me, guys. Remember out there, vape together, stay together. Thanks for watching.